We've compiled a list of 15 foods to avoid if you have high blood pressure or want to reduce your risk of developing it. Number 15. Processed deli meats. The deli meats and lunch meats that are processed that you buy to make sandwiches may very rapidly turn into a salt trap. To make them last longer, the meats sold at delis are often cured, seasoned, and preserved with salt. Some lunch meals may have as much as even more than 600 milligrams of sodium in a single serving of 2 ounces. A simple sandwich is transformed into something more complex when it receives the combination of 2 pieces of bread, cheese, various sauces, and pickles. Number 14. Frozen pizza. As far as meals go, this is a simple one. The only thing you need to do is set your oven to 425 degrees and place that delicious frisbee inside. Leave it until the cheese begins to melt and the crust develops a beautiful brown color. However, if you're monitoring how much salt you consume, frozen pizzas should be avoided at all costs. Cheese, cured meats, tomato sauce, and the crust all contribute to the overall milligram count, which may be reached rapidly. The fact that manufacturers add a lot of salt to their products to maintain their taste after being frozen is even worse. Since you never have any leftover pizza, this indicates that you eat far more salt than is included in a single serving of frozen pizza, which may contain up to 1,000 milligrams. Number 13. Canned tomato products. Both canned tomato sauce and canned tomato juice have a high salt content due to the canning process. In comparison, 1 plate of spaghetti with meat sauce has 1,300 milligrams of sodium, while 1 cup of tomato juice has only 680 milligrams of sodium. When you add in the fact that it's almost impossible to eat just 1 dish of pasta and 1 serving of tomato sauce, things become even more difficult. Most Americans are unaware that 1 serving of pasta consists of 1/2 cup of spaghetti that has been cooked. It is widespread practice for restaurants to offer 4 cups of pasta each dish, which equals to an astounding 8 servings. Number 12. Red meat. It's not a good idea to have a salty steak the size of Texas for supper. A diet that is considered healthy should include just a negligible amount, if any at all, of saturated and trans fats. Consuming meals high in fat is detrimental to the health of both the heart and blood vessels. A ribeye that is 18 ounces in size and served without any sauce at a steakhouse contains around 1,140 calories, 79 grams of fat, and 1,500 milligrams of salt. Number 11. Chinese food. It all has to do with the sodium, and it's possible that certain Chinese foods contain more salt than an average person needs in 2 days. Although it might not seem like a particularly unhealthy combination, beef with broccoli contains around 3,200 milligrams of salt. 1 tablespoon of the ingredients used to prepare the meal, such as soy sauce or teriyaki sauce, each contain around 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And just think about how much oil was needed to mix the steak and the vegetables in the pan. There is a method why stir-fried veggies in Chinese culture manage to maintain their glossy appearance. Even soups may include a surprising amount of unhealthy ingredients. At a Chinese restaurant, a single cup of hot, sweet and sour soup contains an astounding 7,980 milligrams of salt. Number 10. Sauerkraut. One other item that should be avoided, even if it seems innocent. Although it is low in calories and provides a method for including veggies in a bratwurst hot dog, 1 serving of this product has more than 460 milligrams of salt. You should order your hot dog without any condiments. Even better, avoid getting a hot dog, since it's a processed meat that contains nitrates and is typically rich in salt. The salt that was applied to the cabbage to preserve it is the source of its high sodium level. Number 9. Alcohol. Alcohol intake is responsible for the elevation of blood pressure, despite the widespread popularity of happy hour. It not only causes damage to the walls of the blood vessels, but also raises the likelihood of future issues, making it a terrible option for individuals who already have high blood pressure. Alcohol is a major factor in many other physical and mental issues. Use it in moderation. Number 8. Bacon. Bacon is manufactured from pork. However, related items such as turkey bacon are also available. During the curing process for bacon, the meat is typically immersed in a solution of salt, nitrates, and occasionally sugar. Typically, bacon is smoked after preparation. Curing and smoking are procedures for preserving meat, but they also add to the distinctive flavor of bacon and help keep its red color. The addition of salt and nitrates to meat inhibits the growth of microorganisms. Thus, bacon has a much longer shelf life than fresh pork. Bacon is a processed meat. However, producers differ in the degree of processing and substances utilized. Due to the use of salt in the curing process, bacon has a high salt content. A high salt intake has been linked to an increased risk of stomach cancer. People with salt sensitivity may also experience an increase in blood pressure if they consume an excessive concentration of sodium. Although high blood pressure is hazardous over the long run, studies have not shown a correlation between salt consumption and heart disease-related mortality. However, if you have hypertension and believe you may be sensitive to salt, you should consider restricting your consumption of salty foods, including bacon. Number 7. Donuts. The donuts you adore are certainly one of the meals to avoid if you have hypertension or just want to be healthy. The ring-shaped fried dough treat is worse than all the many other available snacks. Unfortunately, you can't eat just one, since a single donut may have almost 300 calories, 42% fat, and 54% carbohydrates. As a result of being fried, it has a high amount of saturated fats and trans fats, more trans fats than peanut butter, chocolate bars, or even chips. Donuts should be avoided for a healthy heart for all these reasons and more. Number 6. Pot pies. A single serving of pot pie has around 1400 milligrams of salt and 35 grams of fat. This is more than 50% of the recommended daily allowance for both nutrients in a single serving. The fat also contains trans fat, which must be avoided entirely. Number 5. Whole milk. Milk is an excellent source of calcium, but high-fat dairy products such as whole milk contain more fat than necessary. 1 cup of whole milk has around 8 grams of fat, 5 of which are saturated. Saturated fats are more detrimental than unsaturated fats, which have been related to heart disease. Consider using 2% or even better, 1% or skim milk. Number 4. Canned chicken noodle soup. The ideal meal for chilly, rainy days is far from ideal for individuals with high blood pressure. 1 cup of canned chicken noodle soup contains up to 760 milligrams of salt on average. If you consume the full can, which has around 2.5 servings, you'll consume 1800 milligrams of salt. Number 3. Baked goods. Those packaged, glossy indulgences that often come with colorful frosting and sprinkles are seductive, but they are anything but healthy since they include saturated fats, sugar, and sodium-rich leavening agents. Overconsumption of baked products such as pastries, cakes, and cookies may lead to obesity, which exacerbates the high blood pressure condition. Number 2. Ramen noodles. Ramen noodles, cup noodles, and other types of pre-packaged noodle meals are very harmful to your health. Despite their widespread use among college students and other time-strapped people, there are 14 grams of fat and a staggering 1580 milligrams of salt packaged into a single bag of generic ramen noodles. The little flavor packet that's included with it is the primary offender, since it contains most of the product's salt content. Number 1. Pickles. Except for the fact that it contains a lot of salt, the crunchy snack has a small number of calories and is a wonderful accompaniment to your sandwich order. It is possible for 3 medium pickles, which measure around 3.75 inches in length, to contain approximately 2,355 milligrams of sodium, which is higher than the daily minimum of 2,300 milligrams that is suggested for sodium consumption. Commonly advised foods for those with hypertension include the following: high-fiber foods, magnesium-rich foods, foods that are rich in potassium, and whole grains. Additionally, if low sodium alternatives are available, you may always switch some of your favorite sodium-rich meals with them. Thankfully, most food producers know that high blood pressure is an issue for many people. Therefore, they now provide low-sodium versions for several of their most popular products. Make the choice today to give your heart a chance to beat the statistics. For more great health tips like these in the future, be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this.